Oh, I struggle with the thought of taking medication for sure, and my very closest friend also struggled with that same ideal, and she, many months before I was also diagnosed with depression, and we just sort of have that unity now with each other. We can talk about stuff. Sometimes I feel like we're old people talking about our medications, you know, rheumatism, but my therapist, who is a Christian, I really struggled with that, and she said, you know, God created science, and there are things to help, and it's not you. Like, if you want to just pray that God will intervene and heal from you, you can pray. Like, keep praying and ask God for deliverance from this, and believe that He can give it. But in the meantime, you have to kind of weigh the pros and the cons. And for me, not taking medicine and hanging on to an ideal was affecting the kind of wife and mother that I was becoming. And those have lifelong aftermath effects. And so the way I would speak to my husband, or how irritated I would get with my son. And I remember one time, my middle son, Oliver, took a juice box. It looks like a juice box, but it's a Horizon organic milk. They look like juice boxes, but they're milk. And he was squirting it all over the van. And I literally pulled off to the side of the road, and I opened the door, and we were right in front of a Jiffy Lube. And I pointed to the guy working in Jiffy Lube, and I was like, do you want to go home and live with him? And I said it really ugly. I was like, do you want to go home and live with him? And my son, the look on my son's face, it's still in my mind. And I just realized in that moment, I need help. I'm hurting my son. So I, of course, closed the door and threw the milk away and got home, and I just bawled my eyes out, and I grabbed this 4-year-old, and I was like, it's not okay to squirt milk all over the van, but it's also not okay to be so ugly to you and to yell at you like I did and act like I was going to give you away to somebody. I would never give you away. I love you more than myself. And he started to cry and immediately was like, I forgive you, Mommy. And I just, in that moment, I told my husband later that day what I did, and I was like, the way I yelled at him and the fact that I would pull off and pretend to give him away to the Jiffy Lube guy, like, something isn't right. Like, why would I do that? And it was just because I was having a low day, and I took something so small and blew it up. And so for me, medication helps me be a better mother and a better wife, and I'm a lot more patient, and I let some things roll off my back that I didn't before, and that affects the spirit of my children. And my son notices it. My oldest son notices it. I told him that Mommy has to take medicine so I don't overreact sometimes. And he said, I like that you take that medicine because you don't overreact so much. And that is more to me than anything, you know? And so it's not about me, but at the same time it's about me. You've got to be selfish in the sense of you've got to take care of yourself, because ultimately you're taking care of others, your friendships, you know, your parents, your relationships. So, so sometimes you got to take it.